I'm Will, he, him, and I play Moxie, she, her.
I'm Sarah, she, her, and I play Freya, she, her.
I'm Steve, he, him, and I play Aura, he, him.
I'm Imi, she, her, and I play Amaya, she, her.
I'm Mike, he, him, and I'm playing Eugene Bannatyne, he, him.
I'm Ruthie, she, they, and I play Sentinel/Jax, they, them.
I'm Charlie, he, him, and I'm your DM. Quick recap and then we'll dive in because it's tense combat. So,
Someone time the recap.
yeah. So, you have reunited the fragmented parts of the map. You delved into the first tomb, Yelanriae, with the crew of the Oddmium Trist, led by Captain Ryse Killid, a deathlock of Onru the Labyrinthine, and he convinced you that his only task was to find a home in a special sealed away burrowing for his deity after they were evicted many hundreds of years
Rent
ago.
was due, we didn't have it, the landlord was like, get out.
from a similar burrowing. After you successfully delved through the last tomb, Yelanriae, you were given a warning, and it was your last sacrifice is bearing the terrible weight of the truth, and it became clear that the captain was suffering from carrying the blood key, which was something you forged in Yelanriae and was necessary in the next tomb. At the next, you arrived at an island, which we quickly realised was hollowed out, and it had been built as a kind of puzzle that hid away this teleportation stone. And in touching that, you appeared in a different world, some kind of demi-plane, and within that was a world of ash, a mansion and mazes covered in kind of ash-like snow. And within that, you met a creature called Leralith, who was the memory of a sorcerer that created this place and told you about the tomb beneath the house called the King's Hold, which was designed to trap a corrupted Enthor, Aura's deity, and should Enthor be overtaken by the malignant domain, which he seems to be the only being aware of it being a thing at the time. So you were taken down to the entrance and you made your way through the King's Hold. It was pretty grim. You ate hearts of some undead
we don't talk about
things to unlock a door. Yeah.
Fake news.
You crossed the bridge quickly, figuring out an obelisk puzzle, one of which was consuming your spells and the other which was allowing this mist-like creature beneath the bridge to swipe at you. You figured that out quickly, narrowly escaping Aura being dragged off the bridge. And then you made your way into the Seal Sanctum. Oh, not before you figured out the last door, in which Aura almost got his arm ripped off or something like that.
He's been through a lot.
yeah. And then in the Seal Sanctum, Detrius, now bearer of the blood key after he convinced the captain to give it to him, he unlocked the great sealed door.
And then everything was fine.
And everything was great.
We got paid, we went home.
Yeah. And the sealed door itself is this huge, kind of over 100-foot tall door built of jade, and the seal over it was kind of set in like molten gold and silver in the shape of a wreath. And when he unlocked the seal with a key, it sheared it, and the molten gold fell free from the door, and it began opening very slowly. And even though it's only been probably 30 seconds, the door has slow motion been opening. Yes, after opening that, Detrius revealed that he was
Still Detrius.
Still Detrius. Everything was great. He was actually Zathir under some kind of polymorphs-like spell. You don't know at what point he replaced him, and he announced
It's been
himself.
a while though, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Probably the whole boat trip. Yeah.
And he then began walking towards the door, and the fight ensued. Quickly, he summoned, using this orb that floats around him, exploded into these kind of ultraviolet fragments and summoned a creature from the malignant domain, this giant serpent-like thing that swims around in tar that seems to fall from it. And you fought, also probably worth mentioning because it's quite a big thing, Moxie had loads of skeletons that followed her around. The fight was pretty brutal.
Not so many skellies now.
Not so many skellies there. They're still hanging on. The notable events, Sentinel went down, was injected with one of Eugene's healing bolts, like an EpiPen. And
push one of Epi.
And right now where we are for the podcast, the serpent remains in the middle, has torn free from the web. It has engulfed Freya in its tar. It has engulfed the captain. Also the captain effectively seemed to sacrifice himself to kind of partially manifest Onru and became this kind of horrible thing with many arms, and the scale on his hand grew over most of his body, and he's just rapidly running around casting spells and attacking.
Is he casting spells? Have we seen him cast a spell? Is he still casting spells?
Yes, he has cast a couple of things that look like Eldritch Blasts, yeah.
Just wanted to check.
Yeah. The last few rounds, Zephyr downed another potion. We just found out that because of an ability for Aura's Hound, his movement is effectively halved until the Hound's next turn.
Until the end of his next turn.
Perfect. Okay. Moxie and it was then Moxie, I believe you cast Chill Touch, which means that Zephyr can't heal. And then it was Freya. You cast Shatter.
Yes.
And damaged him. And then we're engulfed by the giant serpent. So now currently engulfed in the serpent is the captain and Freya in the kind of tar that swims around it. And I think that is where we will pick up.
No, I don't think it is where we'll pick up, because why is there a whale? What is the whale for?
The whale is my sword.
Yeah.
Sword.
I forgot about the spiritual weapon.
My whale is
Have you used the spiritual? Did you use the spiritual weapon?
It's been used like one time, and then he teleported away from the sword.
What I mean is, it's the end of your turn. Can you move it and hit that guy?
I think I've already moved
bonus action to move.
I don't think you've moved it on this turn.
Can I move it, please?
Yes, you didn't use a bonus action, so yes.
Okay, good point.
You have to, I think, be able to see where it's going to go, though, and you're currently engulfed.
But could it not hit the big snake guy?
100%. You can totally hit the big snake.
Straight up eating
Yeah, you can totally do that.
Yeah. Bonk.
He's got
Can I go further out?
He's got a flank with the captain now.
Oh, okay, cool.
Good job, sword. It's only got a 1d8.
Okay.
But I mean, it's better than shit all. Can it attack on the same turn as it moves?
I believe so, yeah.
I'm pretty sure it does before Matt's like, before Charlie's like,
kind of retconning a little bit, because this would have happened before you're engulfed, because that was a legendary action. But that don't think it makes a difference because you're not.
It's
yes.
just for clarification.
Would she still have been engulfed?
Is this acceptable?
Unless she kills it right now.
Do it.
So I get advantage?
Advantage, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh shit! Sorry.
Let me check, because actually, you guys, I don't know if you can impose advantage when you are restrained. Yeah, it doesn't say specifically, but it doesn't make sense that you'd be able to impose a disadvantage on each other. So, as it is, please.
Third roll.
Roll again. Please be good, because those two were good. That's not good. No.
What was it? Is it big dude?
13?
No, unfortunately not. It's not.
Did it just miss?
It was a couple off. A few
I
off.
think it's like 15. I don't know.
It's around there.
16's the AC with the skellies, I think.
It's 16.
So even retconning it
What's
doesn't do
that
anything, so it's
time?
okay.
It's fine. It's fine.
Can't cut that bit.
And now the combat starts.
It's always worth it.
That was a full Indiana Jones moment.
Let me just look at recap.
My no damage, like...
Hey, you did the big damage on the shatter.
Big
one
damn.
time.
Okay.
But that was one really good time.
Right, Aura, you are up.
I haven't been planning this turn for weeks, and First up, I'm gonna smack Zephyr in the face.
Go for it. Roll an
with
attack.
advantage. For hound.
Hound's there, yes.
You can use an action your hound can use an action to use the help action. Which
It's not an flanking.
Apologies, I didn't know.
Natural 20.
See, that should have been the first roll of the...
This is going to be a motherfucker done. I need a calculator.
Oh God.
So, Moxie, you immediately see a familiar cast of silvery barbs. So, with it, what I wanted to check was how it works with advantage. So basically, you have to re-roll the highest dice.
Crit again.
Is it worth
Yes, it is. It absolutely is. Because he can't counterspell
He can't
it. He
counterspell
can't
it, yeah.
counterspell it.
Fuck it, yeah. I'll use my last third to counterspell that.
Right,
Okay.
right, lads. Good night, sweet princess. Who's the advantage going to?
You will have to make a roll, please.
Oh,
That's like a level 6 silvery bar.
He's running out of spell slots, forcing him to.
gonna have to use high ones, yeah.
He's been good.
No, it's not. It's 9. It's not gonna be it's 9 enough.
Okay. Oh, it was probably worth the try though,
Absolutely, yeah.
because that would have done a fuck ton of damage to me. So. Okay.
Crit again.
Roll.
Crit
If you
again.
crit again, I'm gonna
Crit
shit my
again.
pants.
He will. He's blessed.
It's a natural 20. It's the same dice.
Wow.
The dice tell a story.
Hey, Charlie. Hey, Charlie. Hey, Charlie.
Fucking die!
I can't argue with that. Wow.
Oh my god, that's...
Told you crit again.
You get
Jesus
you get 2 more
Christ.
stats for that.
Told you he crit again.
So I guess for
Do I have to reroll my damage now?
could be worse.
narration
It can't
purposes,
be much
the
worse.
other barb goes into Zephyr. Just for clarification, he's not going to give it to the serpent.
I wish you would.
Yeah.
Or the hound. The
So I'll
hound's
need
pretty
to remember
shady.
that. It's advantage on
The
next roll.
the next roll. That's right. Okay.
Sorry.
That is, so that's 13 slashing damage, 42 radiant for 55.
I don't think that you need to split them. Let me check. No. So total being
55.
55. How do you want to do this?
okay. A huge. So describe your divine whatever smite is.
I'm gonna just run the sword through him, and like that light you see when I cast light on the sword and sort of the well of the sword begins to glow like embers. It's just gonna be this bright sort of golden white light, and sort of when the sword's fully in him, it's just gonna explode out.
Okay. You using the loyalist arm for this for that smite, or is it a different? Smite?
No, that's just a regular smite.
Regular smite. Very nice. So you thrust the sword through him, and on that the beginning of the thrust, Moxie sees a flurry of a familiar spell cast. The barb spins out, one of them going into Aura, the other into Zephyr, and there's a kind of blur as that attack was almost undone, but as Aura just thrust straight through it. Into his gut, explodes out the side of his body with vibrant white light. Zephyr falls to one knee, and he is still up, he is still breathing, but that is hurt him very, very much.
So
The ultimate.
then, with advantage, the hound is going to make its attack.
Oh, don't give the hound that.
It's okay, I've got a hound. It's just going to bite him in the ass.
Please take him out by biting his ass.
Those are both 19, so that's 26 to hit.
Hits.
It's okay, so at least it didn't bite the metal half of his ass.
It's only necrotic, so it's not great. 9 points of necrotic reduced to 4.
Half to 4. Thankfully, because that would have been a bit anticlimactic, but
How did he die? He got bit in the ass.
Jesus
Let me
Christ.
just check.
I can't believe I'm still recovering from your fucking natural 20s. Jesus.
The ultimate nope card of like, we tried to nope it with magic, but
Yeah.
the gods really were like,
Literally.
no.
Hell no.
This is going to be.
Hold on. I am going to use 2 sorcery points to quicken spell for my bonus action.
So you're
I'm
using...
going to take. Yeah, I'm going to use 2 sorcery points to quicken spell, and I'm going to take a step back. And at second level, I'm going to cast Chaos Bolt. That's not good.
Have you used yours bless on it though?
Oh no, I haven't.
Bless is a concentration check.
It is.
And you took damage last turn, on your last turn.
I don't remember. Should I do it now?
Go with an 8, just go with a DC of 10. I don't think it was huge.
16.
Nice.
Done. Fine.
That is 17 to hit.
Hits.
And that is poison or thunder.
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 Definitely
Thunder.
Because
23 points of thunder damage.
So what does the Chaos Bolt look like? So you take a few steps back, like 10 feet, 10 feet.
It's just going to probably going to draw some of like that tar from this creature and all the shadows, and it's just going to be this huge ball of energy, and sort of, for flavour, I've left the sword in him, and it's going to be like a second shockwave out of the sword.
Awesome. Okay, so it strikes thunder damage, right?
Yep.
It screams forward across the 10 feet and it hits him with a thunderous boom, kind of shunting the sword out the side of him, like ripping through more flesh. He's already on one knee. He hits the floor on his side, and he says, before he goes down, he says, in the language that you couldn't understand before, is that horrible guttural sounding thing that sounds like it reverberates in your sternums. There is one word that he says in Celestial, so those of you who can hear it. He says, Divine Lantern. And the orb that has been spinning around him explodes into fragments as he hits the floor. It's just for clarification, he is at 0 HP at this point. The serpent begins being ripped apart by the orb and drawn into the lantern. You are freed, the captain is dropped, and this happens at the end of your turn, Aura.
Yeah.
The fragments begin coating Zephyr in threads that have the same warbling UV energy to them. And he begins rising onto one knee again, trembling. Blood pouring from his tear ducts.
So we can take the big fucking thing off.
You can get rid of the big serpent.
But it's not the fight over, dude.
Yeah, okay, I can't actually reach that.
And for clarification, he hasn't healed. So
Yeah, 'cause he can't heal.
He can't heal. So, yes.
Hit him! Hit him!
Just throw it on the floor.
That is the... and then I'm just going to step back up to him and pull my sword out.
Damn, son.
Do you still only have one attack?
Yep.
I mean, you used it well.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I need 5 levels of paddling for a second attack.
More sorcerer at the moment, yeah. No.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's the end of my turn.
You've moved back into combat.
Yeah, I've just stepped back up onto him.
So he's kind of on one knee, trembling. His leg is still glowing from Eugene's.
It's going to be the heat metal again.
Speaking of,
It's Eugene's turn.
huge.
He's going to burn a legendary action.
Oh, huge.
Not even-
He was the villain the whole time.
He is going to hit you, Aura. He's going to reach out with his metal arm that's trembling. And at this point, you can see that the strange carvings that Eugene recognized as potentially the Pluraline language is this kind of halfway thing between hieroglyphs and sound waves. They begin glowing white hot. And he touches you with that. He goes to touch you with that metal hand. He's going to roll advantage on this because of Silver Guards.
Oh no.
This is not good.
He can't crit.
That's a natural 20.
He can't crit on me.
Okay, it still hits. It's still going to hit. Okay.
What's the total? Just in case it's bad.
It is paralyzing touch for the record. So.
What's the actual to hit?
32.
Okay,
Yeah, you can't shield your way out of that one.
I need you to make a con save, please. And you take. Oh, that's really good. 15 cold damage and con save.
Dirty 20.
Did you add your...
Oh, I didn't add bless.
Very nice.
That's another 4. That's 24.
Then that is enough. That doesn't go off. You take the 15 cold damage. That is the end of that legendary action. Eugene, this round he's going to use heat metal and then he'll basically peak to firebolt. So that's pretty much what he was going to do, unless someone needs healing.
Huh?
Yeah. So yeah.
Unless someone needs healing.
Desperately.
Florin's dead.
Would he? I don't know if he. He said it was Cure Wounds was the one that he would do. So I think he would run over to Florin. He likes Florin. I think that's a good shout. So he's going to bonus action heat metal, run over to Florin. So bonus action heat metal was 2d8 plus 5.
If you move him, he's the lizard.
Do you guys want to roll? You roll that if you want. And then he'll run to Florin, but as
Yeah, you can reach.
sick. Oh, is he in danger? He's not in cover there, is he?
Can he go behind?
Can you go behind the pillar?
You can go there, no.
Because he's got 25
He's
feet
got
of movement.
25.
That's fine. He's going to lay down. I'm not just going to say he's going to lay down because I don't want to kill Eugene.
6 plus 6, 11 points of fire damage.
11 points of fire damage on Zephyr.
Yeah.
So the damage, it burns. You see the UV threads on around the heat metal like leg just kind of blistering and starting to kind of burn almost like hair away from that part of his body. So he's still taking damage. And then cure wounds on Florin. Florin is going to take. So can you burn spell slots on his sheet?
No, but we're going to keep track of them.
Nice. Thanks, guys. Okay, Florin takes a ragged breath. Moxie, you hear it. Sentinel, you hear.
How much did he heal on die?
You track him.
Yeah.
I rolled like crap, and he got 6
Is that with the +5?
total. Yeah, he got a natural 1 on the 8.
Cool.
And then,
Yep, that's fine.
Okay. End of Eugene's go. It's Killid's go. He is going to pile on to Zephyr, and he is going to attack, and he's going to make 4 attacks.
Of course he is, because he's a big boy.
And he's going to miss a natural 1, 8.
He's such trash.
He hits a 1.
A 4!
Jesus Christ, dude. Okay, he's quite a lot of damage anyway. 18 points of bludgeoning damage, magical. Okay, that's the end of his turn. He's now in combat with you. You can see he's conscious, Aura, when you see him in the art, like you can see he's not completely insane, but he's definitely, there is something controlling him. Okay, end of Captain's go. Amaya, you're up.
I'm gonna. If I were to go 30 feet, would I be within 10 feet of Zephyr? I think.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yes.
perfect. I'm going to. First of all, I don't know what order I should do this. I don't know what order I'm supposed to do this in. I want to use Fighting Spirit as my bonus action, and then I'm going to sheath my sword so that I get advantage as soon as I pop up there. Please.
So that again,
That
sorry.
should be fine.
So I'm going to use Fighting Spirit as my bonus action.
Cool.
Because I've got 2 left. I'm then going to sheath my sword to teleport 30 feet, and then because I'm within 10 feet of Zephyr, I can attack immediately,
Very nice.
which is what it says here.
Sounds
Could
sick.
you move me 10? Yeah,
So how much you get your hit points for Fighting Spirit?
I do indeed, and then it is advantage.
And you
for
guys see
my
Amaya
attacks.
appear in kind of like a curtain of falling orange leaves, and then she just appears next to Zephyr.
20, not natural.
Hits.
And then 1d8 plus 8, so 16 points of ouch.
Nice. Slicing through these threads, they're like this UV armor that seems to be propping him up.
And then my second attack, that's 16 plus 9, so 25.
Very nice.
That's lucky because the other one was a natural 1. And then that is a 14 damage.
Very nice. 30 total.
Yeah. And then I just stand there.
Very nice. You are also in combat. Awesome. Okay. Sentinel, you are alive and kicking, and you've just seen Florin take a ragged breath. Eugene kind of hunkering down like...
Yeah, so like the last turn was first just coming back from being frozen to death. And I was at like straight instinct, so I do a quick summary of like, okay, who's safe? Like Moxie's fine, she's safe. Florin's just been taken care of, safe. There's nothing in front of Freya anymore, she's safe. These guys are all fucked, but that's fine, because at least they can go down as a group, but they're all good. And then I kind of like go to start moving, I'm like, ha! Me, not safe. So I'm going to use a bonus action to take my healing potion, which is which was one of Eugene's one, so I get an extra D4 on that. How hot
Beefy
garbage is that?
A beanie potion.
It's a beef potion.
Beef flavour.
Bovril.
It tastes of
8,
Bovril.
11, 12.
Is that all of that stuff?
Yeah.
12 plus it's 16 heal.
Nice.
How's your
Very nice.
Bovril health potion?
I mean, I've got more than doubled the amount of hit points that I did have, so we're good to go. And then, so that was a bonus action. And I'm going to do Eldritch Blast at him from distance.
Very nice. You'll have to peek. Oh, you can peek in and out. I'm not going to bother with that.
I can run full. I've got 30 foot of movement. Do you want me to fly? No, I can't fly because I've already done my bonus action. Can't fly.
You good?
So first one is Zia will give me the help action.
Very nice.
So on the first one, that is 12 plus X. It's a dirty 20 plus 3.
Hits.
So that is 14 on the first one, and then the second one I don't have Zia's help on. 18?
Hits. His AC is 17.
That's a 10. So 15, sorry. 15.
Very nice. 29.
Thanks.
He's taken hits. Each hit splitting apart these kind of ultraviolet threads around him. He almost seems kind of half conscious at this point, blood trickling from his eyes. Very nice. Okay.
I feel bad now.
It's Florin's go.
You feel sorry?
He's awesome.
He's alive!
Okay, Florin goes and looks at, sees Eugene like, hey, thanks, buddy.
Mike's gonna be so mad that you never left. She's not here, he can't stop us.
Somebody had to fucking heal him.
He'll take a look around. Does anyone around him, so Sentinel, Moxie, Eugene, need healing? I think Eugene's fine. I know Moxie is. So do you still look rough?
Less than half.
So he'll look up and he's like, I guess I'll give you a helping hand too. And he like coughs out a healing word. And you say, that's pretty good. Take 8 points of healing.
Plus 2 points of flu damage.
And COVID.
So much help.
And he will stand up and kind of lean. He'll lean on the pillar, kind of obscuring Eugene from Zephyr as well.
Protecting.
Okay, and then at top of the round.
But I do not like that row.
Oof.
Yeah, that is nasty.
Okay.
That out.
Top of the round, Zephyr.
He doesn't know what I'm talking
Dies.
He's just dead.
He takes a horrible breath, the blood kind of pouring from his mouth, melding with the kind of oil-like marbling of his skin. The captain is kind of slashing at him like this. Aura, you've done a ton of damage. Amaya hitting him from the other side, and then this hound is ripping at his clothes, the flesh of his good leg.
Ass.
Bite my shiny metal ass.
The hound will.
I'm rolling. This is not an attack. I'm just rolling to see who he's going to do this to.
Great.
This is fine.
Captain.
The dice telleth. Okay.
The dog.
Fucking hope it's the dog.
I mean, it might survive. It's quite beefy. It's got more hit points than me right now.
Also, no offense, I'd rather it was the dog than either of you. But I'd still rather it was the captain.
Yeah. Okay. He.
Oh no.
It's the dog.
You see the kind of the glowing white symbols on his metallic arm, and you can now see that this extends onto his whole body across this side. His rib cage is also metal. You can see within, kind of black and beating. His hip and his leg are also of this strange dark grey metal. He reaches out and looks at the captain and says, I've had enough of your worm god. And he points his finger at him and he will cast Deliquescing Touch.
Once.
I mean, if the captain dies,
this will also, because you guys, so who's within 5 foot of the target? That would be Aura and the hound.
Splash damage.
Splash. I didn't like that face.
So, the captain takes 80 force damage.
Great.
You see one side of the captain, his arms, these strange constructs from Onru, they turn immediately. There's a thump that you feel in your chest. Everyone around him feels it incredibly powerfully. This one blip of energy from his finger, it erupts and it turns the side of the captain into a liquid and he just collapses to the floor. Around him, Aura and the hound, you are going to take...
You'd been dead if this had hit you.
So no save.
You take 20
Almost. You'd have like
damage.
one minus
plus.
So no
one
save on that, or you just...
away from being dead.
Because it has already hit is a melee attack spell, and you were 5 feet within the impact.
The hound is still up.
Sorry, no, it was a plus. It was 25 total.
25. The hound is still up.
Force damage,
Or is not.
which is lucky.
I am not. But
Am I okay?
Yeah, you're on the other side of it.
You without.
You watched it all
I wish I
so
hadn't
that
taken
takes
that
me to
potion
0.
now.
This kind of echo, it just ignites around him.
Let me look up my thing, because this is going to be...
It shakes the dust from the
Do you
ceiling.
want a back to one thing?
I do, but it's a roll. This puts me below 0. And I'm going to take that force that he hit me with and sort of that reverberation, and I'm going to close my eyes and try and channel that and use that to connect to Endthor. And I'm going to say, the Great Seal's broken. Zathir wants to come in.
You guys are terrible.
He's weak. Help us stop him. And I'm going to use Strength of the Grave.
Can you please, before you roll, can you roll a wisdom saving throw, please?
That is 11.
Okay.
I mean, I'm in a good place. Like,
when you roll
this
your
is his place, so maybe advantage.
Yeah, because you rolled higher than the DC that I'd set, so you can roll your Strength of the Grave with advantage.
And does
The
he
DC is 5 plus the damage, which is 30.
Okay.
My charisma save is +6. I've got blessed, so I need a natural 20 and a 4.
Okay.
Well, I mean, it's unlikely, but you never know.
Strength of the Grave.
Yeah, Strength of the Grave. When energy,
sorry.
when an attack that isn't radiant puts me to 0, I can pop to 1. It's what I used on the Graven.
Yeah, that just sounds insanely high.
Or do you interpret that as the damage that is needed to take me to 30?
Yeah, no, there's no spillover in D&D. So what was it that you took?
12.
Okay. I mean,
So is it like, because I would have taken 25? This is...
I think that's fairer, because you can only use it once a day, right? You were at 12. I don't think that because there's no spillover in D&D. Once you hit 0, it's 0. There's no negative hit points. So yes, I would say 12. So 12 plus 5, 17 is the DC.
17.
So you've got.
So I need 11 from a 20
and a 4.
19.
Okay. Aura, you hit the floor from the force of the impact. The reverberation turns from the strike turns into that hum that you use and that you understand connects you with Endthor, and you feel the words echoing in your mind as what you perceived as your last moments. The words that you haven't heard for a long time, or for many weeks at least, and that was, when the eternal flood looms, we stand defiant. When the darkness weighs down the kneeling, we rise in their stead. And you feel an echo as those words carry. You know there are more, and you feel close. And you hit the deck. 1 HP. You're prone for flavour. You don't have to be prone, it's fine.
No.
Anyway.
And
I just drop to one knee and then get back up.
Very nice.
I can do that too.
Nice.
Okay. That is the end of Zathir's go. He doesn't have any cantrips for the bonus actions.
Bloody hope not.
Moxie.
Cool.
Nuke him.
Do not nuke him.
Yeah, no, I'm not. Yeah, they're not nuking. Bonus action. I mean, I don't know if the Skellies will be able to do anything, but yeah. Sorry. Skellies will attack Zephyr with short bows. So yeah.
You know that they don't do any damage, by the way.
Yeah, I know. But I was just wondering in case like it did. Because you said something weird with like the old purple threads and stuff as well.
Yeah, basically,
if it disrupts that,
it's temporary HP.
Okay.
So, and they seem to be not lasting very long either. But I went for the you can roll if you like, but it's unlikely to do damage.
Unlikely, not impossible. Just don't hit me.
He's still resistant to non-magical attacks, basically.
Go for the captain.
Yeah, well, I mean, they can't do anything anyway, but yeah. So thematically, they'll do that, but I won't bother rolling. Yeah. Cool. So then I'll do a chill touch from Moxie.
Very nice.
So that is D12. No, that's not going to hit. Never mind. I don't do that. I do nothing. Natural 2. I don't think I'm going to. 11's not going to hit, is it? So
No.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
That's really annoying because that means he's healing. Yeah, I'm happy there. I'm in range behind a pillar. Yeah, no. I'll move the skellies a little closer, but yeah.
Yeah, the threat of skellies.
that's all I can do.
No worries. Okay, Freya, you are up. You are freed from the
I am
serpent.
freed.
Shaking off
hang on.
the tar.
Can I just double check what Bardic Inspiration does?
It's a D20 for basically
Is it
any
to
check.
the
attack.
attack, not like
So, okay.
damage
Yeah.
or whatever.
D6, isn't it?
Oh, is it a D6?
Yes.
Yes, yeah.
It gets higher the more.
That's
powerful.
right, yes. So, and it is a D6 for him, that's right, yeah.
All right. Well, I'm going to use my bonus action to throw a second level healing word, or having seen what just happened.
This is fine.
So, I mean, it's only 9. But
9 HP.
I mean, it's 9 times more than I did.
And
I mean,
what's hilarious is I can basically do. And that's my bonus action. I'm a step behind this pillar, but peer out, and told the dead in him.
Roll. Oh, it's a save.
Yeah,
And
you
he-
have to do a wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
Type of damage. What damage type is it?
Necrotic.
It is necrotic, yeah.
16.
Hang on, can I just see if I can...
Save versus
I'll
Falcon.
do Sacred Flame instead.
Can that be a dex save instead? Or could I've already done it.
For. Oh, are you changing spell?
I was going to change it to Sacred Flame instead.
I'll allow it this time. That would be a.
Sorry.
17.
Oh. That's a shame, because no, you would have got it either way,
Okay.
so it's fine.
His dex is better than his wisdom? He's got no legs.
All right.
But if he was wise, he wouldn't have come here.
Okay.
You got hops.
It's just the idea of him hopping one over not to get it. Just doing a hopscotch with his one leg.
Yeah, that's it. I was useful.
Oh, okay. No worries. Okay.
I've got like basically no distance damage anything anymore.
As long as you can heal.
Eugene's going to do heat metal.
I have levels.
Huh?
My go.
Freya. Oh, sorry. Yeah, of course it is.
Thank you.
I got ahead of myself there. So, yeah, you're up.
Your time.
I'm just
Edge of death.
Oh, yeah.
not quite so edge of death now. I'm giving him a smacking.
Roll to hit, please.
Don't forget your bless.
Oh yeah, that's probably good.
Well, not that good.
It's not the best.
So he gets a +2 to his AC on this one, but he's burning a rate.
18.
Misses.
Okay, I will.
But I gotta be.
I'm going to attack with a hound. 22 to hit. A 13 necrotic reduced to
Not a lot of things to bring
6.
back. Huge that coming up to bat.
So what was heat metal damage?
We're doing it now. Oh, balls.
8 plus 5, 13? Yeah, 13.
I only saw the one, so I thought it was a
Yeah.
lot worse than it was. I was like, oh no.
Okay.
13 heat metal.
So seeing it kind of blistering at the UV, he's gonna Eugene's gonna cast Firebolt.
Cool.
Which we've got. We've
Roll
got the dice
attack.
ready. Come on.
Natural 17 plus 8, so 25. So damage was 13 plus 5, 18 fire damage.
Okay, so Eugene peeks out from behind Florian. Florian's like, "Is this still going behind me?" And Eugene's like,
Is
He's like, move-
not looking? Is he like fully human
Yeah.
shielding you?
"Yeah." And he's like, "Florian, sorry, excuse me." And he casts Fireball, and it soars across the room, dodges Aura, and it hits the heated part of Zathir's leg, splashing over the side of his front, up his hip, and it just ignites the threads over his body, and among you all, Zathir hits the floor.
Yeah. I love it when the person who's not here gets the kill.
And he is
Great job,
unmoving
Eugene.
at your feet.
Moving.
Immediately, the orb that's been floating around him, it splits once more
Kill it.
into fragments of UV, and it begins ripping the metal from his body, ripping it from his flesh, absorbing it into this orb fragments, and then it disappears in a, and all that remains by is his half of his body made flesh between you.
I'm stabbing him still.
And the door continues rumbling open.
Oh my god.
Is Killid actually dead?
You can
Lost half
investigate
of
him
his
if you like.
body, right?
We are out of initiative.
Do we finish?
Finish the caps.
Oh no, make sure the guy is dead.
Yeah. Do some.
I'm checking Zathir.
Roll a medicine check.
Yeah.
Can I run over to the captain, please?
Sure.
I will also go over. Not that I can help. I just
You
want
said
to.
you had a healing potion.
What is your intention?
Do you have a healing
Just
potion?
to heal him,
To
see
check if he's, you know.
There's any life
Just
in
kind
him.
of dying.
So the moment you arrive, so we'll do Zathir first, Aura.
That's a natural 20.
He's dead.
Medicine is +1, 21.
He is very much dead, and
I stab him for good measure.
the flesh that remains, so it's almost a split down his sternum where half his body remains, and you can almost see the kind of torched areas where this thing was fused to him. And with a natural 20, you get the feeling that he had suffered some kind of horrific injury in the past that magic, no matter how strong, could heal. And this was this thing was that thing that was attached to him was keeping him alive, as much as empowering him. The captain, half his body has been turned to liquid, so you can see a kind of cross section of his side. He is beyond saving, and he kind of takes a kind of gurgling breath, and he says, "Detrius is a better man than I." And then he dies.
No. Oh.
You see the life drain from his
Give him a
eyes.
snack. So he can at least have like a nice memory before he died.
Oh my god, I don't think he would have eaten it. I can't.
Poke it into his stomach. I mean, half his body's gone. You could.
Bring him back, but he won't have much body. Is it kinda?
Regenerate.
You would
We don't know if we
know.
need it.
You would know that you would need to recast regenerate or true resurrection to regrow his organs that are missing.
Yeah, there isn't.
Just poke a bit of food into the stomach of the shark.
Oh, that's horrid. That's not the point.
Horrid.
I wanted him to have a nice memory to die with.
Oh, hang on. Where's his religious?
But where's his book?
He's got everything on him. But I mean, for your sake, so if you and Freya are the ones around him, and he says those words to you, he looks at both of you. He knows that it's over. You know, at least you believe that he has that recollection, and then he says, you know, that Detrius is a better man than him, and he goes motionless, his eyes unfocus.
Damn. Are there any
You're about to loot him.
I'll start looting Zathir as
Yeah,
well.
so can I do an investigation check on Zathir?
Yeah, roll an investigation.
I was going to say, are there any rituals that I associate with his warlock god?
Well, if you can see in his hand, one of the hands that he has a few of them, is the strange totem that he was both communicating in the cabin with, and he took out to kind of try and manifest Onru in some kind of capacity.
I'll fold it over his chest with his hands.
Cool. Yeah.
My detect magic would still be going up as because it's not been 10 minutes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, I got a 19 on my investigation. So
Sure. Zathir is carrying very little. He has no gold on him. That's for sure. You find kind of an odd number of scribbled notes that are in a language that I don't think any of you can understand. They're just kind of real scratchings. Oh, yeah, okay.
Give me 10 minutes.
yeah, same. Yeah.
Jean's cube. Is it doing anything?
So I won't So basically, he'll take he's very curious about the flashing before the fight, about the mention of disquisitions, and you see him kind of conversing with the cube.
Okay.
Just check. There was something.
And what he would say, he would I definitely say is that there is no disquisition here now, that it has gone. And
So
the
it's
lexicon,
It's the orb.
the lexicon believes that whatever it was that was ripped from Zathir's body was the disquisition.
What do they say, bitch?
There is a number of them, and they say.
Are there lots of these? Is there any point in me trying to write them down, or should you send them to me after?
There's not like a huge number. Basically, some of them are scribbled, some of them are repetitive, some of them are. So, do you know the language? Is that something that
I
you
can
get?
read them.
But
If I've ritual cast comprehend languages.
Yeah, I meant, does it tell you what the language is? Does it give you an
Let's find
understanding?
out, shall we? You also understand any written language that you see, but you must be turfing the surface that the words are written on. It doesn't decode secret messages in text or glyph, such as an arcane sigil. That isn't part of a written language. So it doesn't say anything about being able to know what language it is.
Would you like some kind of check to see if you recognise the
Sure.
script?
Okay, yeah. So Moxie and Sentinel are looking, right? So you guys roll an Arcana check or a History check, depending on which is better for you guys.
17.
17.
Natural 20.
Very nice. This might be something that you found in your many perusings of the Enigmora's library, and the crazy kind of strange books that he has there. You recognise some of the scribblings as a language that's called Orisun, which is also known as the Chaos Horizon or the Edge Chant.
Oh.
And it is an alien language that you've been aware of, associated with the outer known, outside of the entanglement. The notes, some of them are repetitive scribblings, almost illegible even to your comprehend languages. Some of them are place names. One of them is Dustmere. Another one is an area of Sahara that you're probably not familiar with, but it is.
If I can recognise it as Sahara Redesk.
Yeah.
From Sahara.
Yeah.
Right?
It is an area called the Apatheos Central District, which is similar to the Chorus District Central, but it is where the Apatheos keepers reside.
That's so good.
There are also a number of scribblings around fragments, and he refers to them as pieces, and he started numbering them, and there are question marks on areas of places that none of you would know about, that refer to different planes. So one of them you would you recognize all the names. I can send you some of the list. There are about 4 in total, but they're a collection of notes that seem like him figuring something out rather than him listing certainties. And that is all that is on him. Freya, after this fight and what you witnessed up close, could you please roll an intelligence check for me?
Ooh. I'm going to guide myself.
And everyone else have a think about. The door is kind of. It would be within a few moments. It's going to be wide enough for you to move through.
Just straight intelligence. Can I
With your proficiency.
inspire myself?
You can use that now, yeah.
Yeah, Bardic, yeah.
Yeah.
So you, so long as you know you haven't failed or succeeded, you can say you want
Where's
to use
the
it.
proficiency? Oh my god. With proficiency.
In fact, no. I'm being an arse. Can you do a religion check? So take that roll and add religion, your modifier for religion, and.
So you can add it
So that's
whenever you like.
Oh, okay. So it's a 13.
So if you think you're going to succeed or fail, then decide if you want to. But you just can't know if you succeeded or failed.
Are you using the?
It only lasts for like 10 minutes as well, doesn't it?
I'll just
Like
go with
inspiration.
13. Oh, so I should use it now. I'm just going to use it now. 17.
Okay. With the 17, you are pretty certain that what Zathir is using is a god's lantern.
Oh.
And that the orb that has been following him around is some kind of ascended god's lantern.
Which would track because you saw him in the Nexus.
Yeah, it would. That does make sense. But that was a disquisition.
The thing that the half of his body, the lexicon is identified as a disquisition.
Okay. Should we have tried to capture that before it disappeared?
We were concentrating on different things.
My immediate thought is that if he was friends with Dolan, or Dolan was friends with him, he possibly taught him how to be a lich. I don't think that's the last we're seeing of him. His orb didn't fucking explode, so I don't think we would have been able to collect the disquisition before. I think it's a failsafe and it would have just sucked it straight in the minute he went down.
So what happened to the orb?
It exploded into fragments, and similar to how it absorbed the serpent, it ripped the disquisition from Zephyir's body,
Right.
and then it reformed itself into an orb, and then it blinked away and disappeared.
Cool.
Yep.
Oh, great.
So he was trying to find he just needs another body. Probably.
Probs.
Can I look at the door?
Yes, so as you guys are looking at the body, the captain, Zephyr's remains, the door kind of open. Aura, you have the constant feeling of reverberation in your sternum, and it still hasn't left you.
It's like tinnitus in your chest.
It is. It's almost like your rib cage is humming, and it's both worrying and. But you're probably just, I imagine, pushing through it.
I'm going to close my eyes and lean into it and sort of see if I can reach Enthor through that.
Sure.
Focus on that.
I would say you can. You have, from your experience, you think it would take you about 10 minutes to get into the headspace.
Yeah. I've been doing nothing while they've been.
Yeah,
Okay.
they could have done it because it would have taken us 10 minutes.
I would have just sat down and just.
Sounds good to me, and especially because you guys were doing rituals anyway. So while that's happening, you maybe take yourself off to the side for a moment. You lean into that resounding kind of thrum in your sternum, and you connect to Enthor. You feel the presence of the edge and of him within the edge. That humming. But there's no voice, there's no communication between you. It's just a constant connection. And you open your eyes and you look around the room. This kind of tepid in its temperature, the smell of magic, of Zephyr's kind of rotten petals, a mix of that and ozone finally fading from the space, the door ahead opening. And then you see someone at your side, a shade, a ghostly figure, a knight in ephemeral, like a mist. And it is Enthor. But he's not dulled in granite as he was when he ejected you from the edge. His shade shines in alabaster, like his armor that he seems to be wearing, that seems to be part of him, is cut into gemstone facets, and he holds this great shield. And he looks at you through a closed visor. And his voice joins yours in your mind and says once more, "When the eternal flood looms, we stand defiant." And you might begin reciting it yourself along with him. "When the darkness weighs down the kneeling, we rise in their stead." And then, almost like a chorus, your voices join together and you hear, "When the flame gutters out, we offer to it our breath, our light and our heat." And you feel this rumbling boom, like the edge, looming above you. But within it there is something more through this new connection. There is a song, there is a warmth to it, like home, like your friends around you in this room. Like Ali, like your unborn child, and through the rumble of the dark, of the singing, of the light, you continue the words. "And when our light is not enough, we shall bind the very darkness to our will." And you look down, the light bands on your wrist that are strands, they begin to glow and they melt into a single shackle to match the black band on the other wrist. And you feel Enthor leaving but your connection remains, the rumble remains.
I'm going to take out the old sword.
Yes.
I'm going to sort of repeat the words in that oath, and I've only got first levels left. I'm just going to pour all 3 of those into it with the flavour of the Word of Radiance cantrip.
Awesome. Can you please roll a wisdom check? Fact, how you put 3 levels of spell into it. You put 3 levels of spell into it.
Yeah.
Okay, you don't have to roll.
Okay.
You take out the sword. You place the hilt on the ground. You unfold the fragments from the soft leather that binds them, and as you repeat the words, those last words, "When our light is not enough, we shall bind the very darkness to our will," the fragments begin trembling in the same frequency as that's in your chest, and a kind of mix of shadow binds them like threads, and the edges of them glitter, the warmth that you felt from within the edge, and there is for a very brief moment a perfect balance, and they snap together into single blade. The cracks remain gold, and they tremble, and as you pick the blade up, you feel it trembling. It's heavy. So heavy. And then after a brief moment, the pieces shatter and they fall back onto the ground. What does everyone else do?
I'm just going to quietly pick them up and put them away.
Can I dip into the God's Lantern?
Sure.
Just want to take a peek, see if anyone's like.
Okay, yeah. So I guess 10 minutes. Yeah, that's fine.
Here. Die.
Oh no!
Amai, what do you?
Run away!
Have a think what you're doing as well, because
2.
we've got 10 minutes. So you take a moment. You enter the Nexus. What are you looking for exactly?
Traces of things.
Tracing
of
paper.
Things that should not be there. Things moving in the distance that's beyond the normal.
Roll a perception check, please.
Tracing paper.
You see.
Guide myself.
So you see the tree. The shale. There's a shale-like expanse. What?
16.
16. There is this. So the Nexus. You appear. There's a cool quietness to the place. You see the tree on the kind of unreaching horizon, like white threads, and the shale-like ground extends around you, puddles, just endlessly flat. And you see in the very distance a streak, like a shooting star. You've seen a few times the souls passing. Some of them bubble up from the shale, and this one is long. It has a long black tail, and it just across into the distance, almost catching the last moments of it.
Someone's streaking.
You also see ahead of you, good few 100 feet away, is the simulacra of Juness, a great lion.
Oh, it's just hanging out.
The human face.
Is he normally hanging out?
Nope. Sits there, body carved from moon rock that reflects the warm orange glow like the moon, Juness, and just watches you.
Can I
Just sits.
float towards it, please?
Sure.
I don't like this guy though.
He's
Okay.
creepy.
He is creepy.
But he was a good boy.
He did a good job last time.
He was a good boy.
So you notice as you move towards this simulacrel, as it called itself, there is another cord of light. There is your own that binds your arm and goes off to the tree that you know takes you to Nuravorn. But there is another one. So there's a cord that runs past you. It comes from the tree, and you kind of move almost intercept it, and it goes towards the lion and shoots past him. And as you move along it to close the space between you, you feel the memory of your time in the Dawn Chorus there. The smells of the candles, the closeness of the kind of dorms in your life there. It is, without a doubt, it is this cord that leads to Juness. And you approach the simulacral. It remains seated.
What did we even talk about last time?
What a good boy he was.
Is he normally there?
No. I have been informed of who you are.
Oh, he's a big boy.
Good things, I hope.
No, it is very unusual.
He's the grumpy.
I dislike being used as a messenger.
Oh. There's a message for me from Janess.
Stands, kind of huffs, starts pacing. Even though he has kind of a more almost humanoid face, there's very feline in his behaviour.
I love this grumpy cat.
I love this grumpy cat.
My job is policing the soulway to Junes, ensuring none attempt to seek her through the Nexus as means of circumventing the binding of the simulacra.
Do all gods have one of you?
Those who agree to the chains, of course. Some have cast them aside.
Which ones have cast them aside?
Looks at you for a very brief moment. He has these mercury eyes, and he pierces you and says, "A man, for one."
Well, that makes sense. He's a rogue.
Which I have a feeling you already know about.
I had an inkling.
The mark remains on your arm.
Oh,
Get right.
I genuinely don't remember the deal I made with that guy.
That was on you, dude. I didn't take notes.
Yes. Your message?
Yes, I'm a very busy cleric. What is my message?
You have 2 old messages.
To hear these messages again.
And approaches you very close, kind of within 10 feet. It's huge. The kind of power emanating off this thing is intimidating. And as it begins to speak, there is like a crack glass moment of lightning striking in between the two of you. And a shade of glass and lightning appears between you. And it is featureless. Power sheds from it in waves. And it looks up at the simulacral and says, "What are you doing, simulacral?" And the simulacra kind of like bows, takes a few steps back. "Not upon above. I bring a message to your follower."
You're a bad boy.
They are fighting over you.
That's so popular.
And the shade of glass and lightning says, "Freya is no follower of mine. I did this to her. I am in her debt. You, a creature of contracts, will not understand the mystery of divine and human bond, of nuance, its terror, its joy. Do you wish harm upon her?" And he's like, "None. One above. And do you have a message for Freya, or does your creator?" And my creator. Messages from Junes, one above. And then Nuravon's shade kind of says, "Then she is to speak it herself."
Mom and Dad.
So many strong dads in this campaign. So many daddies.
And then the lion seems to kind of freeze. And Nuravon says, "Niece, reveal yourself."
Niece.
They're all related, aren't they?
Yeah. That's what happens to gods. They're all boning.
It's a lot of incest.
Oh, it's weird.
It's like Zeus, yeah.
The lion kind of trembles for a moment, almost as if in realization. His mercury eyes ignite with an orange glow. And the orange glow of the dawn moon emanates from his eyes. And the simulacral stands differently. There's a proudness to it.
Does he go up on his 2 back legs?
Just stands normally.
Just a little bit of poop comes out.
"It has been many millennia, uncle. Do you truly return?" And then Nuravon replies, I send a shade to deal with your false heirloom of a creature. I believe you wish to speak to Freya. And he turns to you. And it is featureless, but you know that he looks upon you. And he nods at you once. And then disappears in a crack, like glass, like a flash of lightning, and leaves a hole of silence just trailing after him. And Junes looks at you through the eyes of the lion, and you feel her sorrow, her longing. And she says, I knew he would like you. Hello, Freya. At last.
Hi.
This isn't a lot, I imagine.
I mean, have we seen where we are? I've heard from you never, so.
Yes. I wish it had been different. If Nuravon had not had even the fledgling of a bond with you, I would have gladly embraced you into the chorus.
Into the contract.
Yes.
What's the deal? Why contracts? Why is that necessary? Why is faith, not enough?
It is more than enough. It was a difficult decision made by my siblings and I. Very long ago. You see, we were inherited this world from Nuravon, from our older siblings' family. Their relationship is different to that of mortals. But we are lesser, as I'm sure you're aware. And when we inherited this world, it was broken. Evrain was unbound. Magic unbound. And Father Creation of Volkai was unbound. This was the results of the Great Unbinding. And with Volkai and the Vol free, it allowed people to harness powers that were never free in the past. And that is how Gravens were created. Using the crystal stones of the Eurekos of our first children as catalysts, people were able to ascend. And foolishly, myself and my lesser siblings, after the Graven Crisis and our older siblings stepped in, Nuravon, one of the leaders of that time, unfortunately, we had to control faith in order to stop Gravens being created. And that was what the Simulacra was created for. The contracts. The Simulacrel, like this one, my own, protects, stops people from communicating with me, with us, outside of the contracts. But I, and I alone, I wish to break those chains. I understand that it is wrong, and that our answer was clumsy, restrictive, inhumane.
You said you had a message for me?
Your sister, we have no means of communicating with you securely.
You just on the phone with my sister.
Well, her message was from me, so I guess we do cut your sister out of the loop somewhat. But I wish for you to know that she works for a group. For me, they are the Broken Saints.
I knew it!
And we work directly against a group called the Unanointed. I and the members of the Broken Saints wish to shatter the chains of faith from the very top of the Apotheos to liberate belief. And the unanointed seek the very opposite, to force contractual faith upon all except themselves, and to bring about a graven deity that none under the chains could oppose. For under the chains we grow weak. Faith that is shaped by the chains themselves saps our power. That is the message that I wished to give you, along with an apology, which I now feel is inappropriate and presumptuous of me.
It is what it is.
I only spent like 17 years being very lonely.
I am sorry. I am the wrong person to give you any advice.
The Broken Saints.
Yes.
If we were to want to find them, where would we go?
You are already looking in the right place. You need to seek out Lucard.
Seek out Lucard.
Yes.
I'm very confused about who is good here.
This bitch is on drugs.
But Lucard's
A baddie.
So my sister's working with Lucard?
Yes.
Huh. But Lucard, my friend Eugene, do you know of him?
I am aware of your companions.
I think he has history with Lucard.
Can you insight check God?
Can I?
You can try. She's talking to you through a lion, though.
An emotionless lion.
Yeah.
I guess it would be if, I don't know, what would I even be insight checking? If she's legit.
Is she legit?
Is she? I don't know. What do you want from me?
You would be a valued member of the Broken Saints. But your sister believes in keeping you far away from it, the dangers of it. And that is all. When it comes to Lucard, he is a representative. And he is not without his faults. I directly don't have anything to do with the runnings of the Broken Saints. But I am close with Lucard, and he is someone that you can trust.
He's in the city.
Yes.
The disciple. Is this disciple still alive?
Zephyr.
Yeah.
Zephyr is an ascendant. He is one of the unkillable ones.
That's great.
Unfortunately. Yes. However, I hope you all, including yourself, understand the gravity of what you have achieved today. It is something that has never been done since his resurrection many hundreds of years ago.
With vengeance.
Yes. Although we don't understand his plan entirely, and we do not directly oppose as our primary objective. Our priority is in the chains of faith and the unanointed, although we believe there is an association. Your path is adjacent to ours, but the choice remains with you.
I'll consider it, but I am not working for you.
I understand. I understand why my uncle has chosen you. I will not bother you again.
Since you're here, though,
Yes.
who's your champion?
Champion.
You know, the legends. That Juness has a champion, Geish has a champion.
I will let her tell you one day. Should you meet. That is not for me to reveal.
Kind of is.
And she smiles, like at your cheek, and kind of knowing that she is really in your very much in your debt, and understands that you are giving her a time of day she may not deserve.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's been nice.
So cold.
It's been a pleasure to meet you.
And kind of bows its head.
Can I hold out my hand?
What?
She lowers the simulacral's head and just kind of nudges your hand with her forehead. You feel the warmth.
How soft is he?
Warm, but it's like moon rock. So, but
Is he not
warm.
fluffy?
No,
I'm not interested anymore now.
like almost like porcelain in a way, but warm. Touches your palm. She closes her eyes for a moment.
Are you keeping my sister safe?
Yeah, raises her head. It is my priority, always. And then blinks once more, and you feel a kind of weight leave the shoulders of the simulacral, and opens its eyes to Mercury once more. Looks at you. It takes on a very stern expression that it usually has. And then it looks at you once, kind of bows its head, and then begins walking off.
Alright, I exit the
You appear back in the room.
I just like shake and I'm like,
Yeah, can we take just 1 minute? The strength of will not to just yell through that.
I like put like clothes in my mouth and I'm like,
You okay, babe? Babe, you okay?
no, it's fine.
Why are there clothes in your mouth, babe?
Just,
You don't have to tell me,
I was
but
a bit
you were
sassy with Juness just now.
Squeeze me!
I'm worried that that'll backfire, but we'll see. I'm sure everything is fine. Also, she wants us to go find some people.
Do we just think lots of people telling us what to do now?
We do what we want. She's gonna control us. What the fuck?
She's yeah. I mean, she's got a gang of guys like up against.
She has a gang?
She has like a gang.
Sick. She's way cooler than I
Could
thought
be
she
a
was.
cult, but we're not sure yet.
Okay, cult's not cool. I'll backtrack that one real quick.
But they're like against the unanointed, which I guess is, you know, it's parallel to us, right?
I don't know.
Yeah. I just look over her, I'm like, yeah.
Okay.
Last time you guys saw the Unanointed was on the ship before the ball.
Was
so
that
they
all the
worked.
dead people?
Yeah.
They worked to.
And that guy
create
that
the
you
Graven.
They
blew
were
through a
bad, right?
window.
Yeah, they made the Graven last time, so
Yeah.
they're pretty bad.
Yeah.
But it sounds kind of like Juness wants to. I mean, there was a whole thing about breaking the chains. It sounds like she wants to break the chains so she can make her own Graven that's like stronger than their Graven. That's the impression I got.
Is this a D&D arms race? Is that what we're dealing with right now?
I mean, let's just kill them all, right?
I mean, it sounded like she wanted to break the chains of faith so that she could be more powerful, or that her followers could be more powerful so that they could fight against the Graven. Which is reasonable, but I just wonder if we're just going to make another problem.
Solve one and then make a slightly bigger one.
Huh? Are you asking me a question then?
No, I just made a statement of solving one problem and just making a slightly bigger one.
Bigger problem.
Yeah. I guess the main thing is about which problem we can defeat.
Yeah.
I don't know if we can defeat any of them. What about this door, huh?
Yes. It's fully open. Yeah. What were you doing in that 10 minutes, by the way?
I wanted to peek in the door while it was opening.
Yeah. Okay. So as it opened, you peer beyond the door. You can see
Getting closer.
about a mile. So as it opens and completely opens, so the rest of you would see this as well. Amaya was just kind of peering through first. It is like a cave, roughly a mile long. There is a kind of shimmer to the view through the door.
Is it
almost it's dim. It's like a dim and unlit cave, and there's almost like a curtain, like a heat haze, almost like a glass, and about probably a mile of just straight descending cave that's got these stalactites hanging from the ceiling, but all of it's very much polished, almost kind of melted, like the edges softened from a heat. You can see down this straight corridor is a tower of glassy threads, quite far away though, like a mile.
I mean, if everyone was taking 10 minutes, can I run
No.
down there?
No.
Cool.
No.
So you
No.
through the door. So this is as Aura's doing his thing, as these guys are kind of ritual casting, and
back in about 20
she's on
minutes,
a road.
guys.
She's
I'm fucking so mad. Lauren, go after her.
Eugene will be speaking to the lexicon. Florin's like watching Freya.
Recovery.
Like, what the hell is she doing?
Just watching Freya like,
There's a whale
Doing, babe.
somewhere.
You go through the door.
Is it warm?
kill you.
So you move through the door.
You are dead.
You feel space warp around you. You have left the space for the sequester. Yes.
Before I start my jog, I'll run down there. Can I just drink the potion that Eugene gave me a while ago, which gives me a +1 to AC? Because I feel like if I should drink it, I should maybe drink it.
You are dead.
Sure. So you down the potion, you get +1 to your AC.
Yeah.
And by dead, I don't think anything in there is going to kill you, but I'm going to fucking murder you.
I don't know what Eugene would have made. So it's a very
not really
fruity pear drop like taste. It's very nice. You run down this kind of meltway, this rocky cave that's glazed with heat. You felt as you move through the sealed doorway, you feel the space warp around you, and there's a kind of like as you move through your ears pop, and there's the sound of wind, and you start jogging. Yeah.
Well, yeah, because if they're all taking 10 minutes, I'll
Cool.
do a 10-minute mile.
So you run down. Okay.
Are you like staying in there so after 10 minutes we all go, oh fuck, where's Amaya? Or are you going in for 5 minutes and coming back?
Oh no, I kind of wanted to get to the tower. I didn't really think this through, did I? Because it would take 10 minutes to get back as well.
Yeah.
You going all
Oh
the way?
well, I've already decided.
Cool.
Yeah.
So dead. Fucking murdering you.
You run. There is, as you move through, you take a very slight turn as this thing barely has a bend. It's very much a straight for a mile. And as you look around some of these stalagmites, you see this tower in all its glory, and behind it is nothing but like a sable sky, black, swirling with frozen nebulas. It's like the clearest night sky you've ever seen, but there's colours. There's like lit gaseous, like in the colours of ruby and mauve. And as you run towards this tower, it seems that beyond the tower is nothing. It simply drops away into nothingness. And as you move up towards, you can see kind of the only thing that's really in here are like clumps of like potentially like mushroom type things, and
I'll be looking at that later.
yeah, you go for a dead mile. You approach this kind of plateau that's out before the tower. It's a flat obsidian. It looks much more intentionally carved than the cave that you were just running down. And on your right is a carved almost house, like an old house carved into this obsidian rock, with 2 floors, with 2 discernible floors, a balcony on the second, looks over at the tower. It's dark within, there's no light from within there. The tower itself is just this mass of glass filaments, and it's intricately, it almost looks like it couldn't have been designed by a mortal hand. It's like glass threads that spiral up one another, and they reach this top into kind of nodules where it creates this point, and at the very top is like a blade-like point that shines almost like a knife edge. And at the bottom, directly ahead of the house opposite, is a doorway that leads into this tower. It is shut, and there are no lights in this tower. It's like it's clear and colourless glass, but it is dull. And that doorway is sealed very much in a very dark glass that you can tell is very thick. There's steps leading up to it.
The house, does that have a door?
Yeah, that's just kind of there's like carved in. There is a door. It's kind of hanging of wood that's like crumbling.
I'm just going to knock on the house's door first in case there's like someone there.
So you knock on the door. The door kind of crumbles. Just goes, just breaks inwards.
Oh, so it doesn't like disappeared. I'm not like knocking on an illusion.
No, it's there.
Okay.
Very much. It's there.
Breaking and entering.
Hello.
You feel a shimmer beside you, and next to you is your father.
Oh no! Oh, not again.
It's you again.
It is Leralith, yeah. I stand outside the sequestered world. This is a burrowway, a place not of my creating.
Is this? I'll be honest. I'm just being nosy. Is this where you wanted to be?
What I want hasn't mattered for many, many millennia.
Well, it can matter now. I don't care.
Would you prefer if I took a different appearance than your father?
It's a little bit unnerving, to be totally honest. Can I see what you look like?
If you wish, although I am fairly certain it will be rather horrifying.
I've seen a lot.
Very well. And it drops the illusion. And Leralith is a construct of stone, like similar to this place of obsidian. And at the very centre of its rib cage is a large coil stone that kind of thrums and almost like a heartbeat sends out a kind of bluish energy throughout its body. And its face has a mouth and kind of black where its eyes would be, just polished black. You've seen this take an agonizing kind of flash in the house before when it was thinking about the malignant domain. But now it's motionless. It doesn't really have any feet. It kind of has two legs that end in a point, and it just floats above the floor, tapping every now and again. Hands are also just points.
You're really not horrific. You just kind of look like some floating rock.
Thank you. Would you prefer if I remained like this?
I don't really mind. Just rather not the family members, thanks.
Very well. What would you like to do? So you've got at least 10 minutes before these guys catch up, assuming that they wake up and go, fuck!
Yeah, I immediately, like, finishing the thing, so, where'd she go? Grab the book and whatever's left of his book, and then I'm running as fast as I fucking can.
You can just see her in the distance, like...
run!
Yeah.
Like, run, like...
Okay, are you following, or are everyone following?
I mean, I guess.
You don't have to. I'm having fun.
What's Zephyr trying to achieve by getting in here? Do we know?
Isn't he still looking for a home for the unbeing?
Is he looking for a home? I thought
can't
he was
remember.
looking for like bits of his body.
Body could be body. Who remembers? I know that Thingy was looking for a house for Onru.
Yeah.
And he wanted, all Captain said was, if Zephyr got in, then it would be unretrievable.
Is getting into a burrowing access to all the other burrowings?
So I think that I don't need to make you guys roll anything because I've either told you this or you've danced around it in the info I've given you. So there are many burrowings that connect the worlds. They're like dungeons that lead through transitive planes, a bit like the Astral Sea or the Lunaric Sea. And this one, these go to specific places, and you saw it in the Glass Desert on the can't remember the name of it, the planetary thing where you saw all of the planets. So they were like threads, and they link and they kind of knot and they move around each other. So they definitely go to specific places, and their ways of circumnavigating like different methods of transporting between worlds. But there are also sealed ones that nothing can reach. They're almost maybe they were once used as burroways, but they are completely secluded. They are almost small cave-like worlds in their own right.
Kind of like Pocket Dimension.
Kind of, but massive, and they don't exist. They exist within two planes, kind of thing. So it all makes up this network eventually, and that you know that, for example, those dwellers that you fought that had the strange spherical scars when they kind of came out of the thinning that Cressephine was using, and you saw a few of them. There was the horrific spider one, the goat-like things. They are scarred from the currents of Evrain that blow through this place from world to world.
Okay. Should we go have a look in the house?
After you.
Okay, that just sounds creepy.
So if we all follow, I think
let's
we all
go in
follow.
together.
Do we all follow?
Very well.
She's still 10 minutes ahead of us.
Yeah.
So you guys are just fucking sprinting, right?
Yeah, what's the captain got on? Has he still got the teleportation?
Yes, yes, sorry about that. You retrieve his teleportation. I believe that the totem, the Onru totem, Freya put on his chest, is in his hand. So you take the teleportation. He has... no, I think he's used all of the breathing ones, the water breathing ones. Oh, he has two. He has two more water breathing scrolls. Sticks, and the teleportation stick. He also has a handful of gold. He has 30 gold pieces, 7 silver. Kind of pocket change, I guess. And that is all he has on him. He also has a +1 saber.
That's what take it and sell it. And is the book retrievable?
Which book?
The one that he was used to turn into that. Because he pulled out.
Oh yes, his little book. Yes, sorry, I completely forgot about that. Yes, you find this small skin book, like a little notebook. It's pretty grim, covered in blood from his wound, but you retrieve it. Yeah, probably sopping actually because of his wounds, but you retrieve the...
Moxie, can you really quick, as I'm running, Moxie, can you prestidigitate this, please?
I don't have that prepared.
She's like, God.
I mean, I could shake water the blood off maybe, but I don't know if it's...
Zeal, you can hold it!
Okay.
I mean, just in case we don't come back this way.
Yeah.
Take the stuff.
Okay. While you guys are running... Amaya, you are entering the small little hideaway in this burrowing.
Leralith and me are going to go side by side because while I don't think he is evil, I also don't want him just to be behind me.
Cool. So you move in together.
Yeah. I want to have eyes on him the whole time.
Yeah. So there is a ground floor that it's a very wide open space, probably 30-foot circle, carved into the obsidian very artfully. It looks nice, but it's very old. In the center of the room is a silver plate. There are runes kind of dotted around it. And if I don't know if you're going to look at that in much detail, but the broad sweeps of it is there's this plate, there's a bookshelf on the far side, a large one, but the books, you can already see they're kind of crumbling heaps. Like ruffled feathers, some of them turn into dust. And next to that bookshelf is a body. It has been desiccated, like dried flesh. It just looks like almost a mummy. And it's got these crumbling black robes. There is still a kind of gilding to them of gold. And kind of sitting up against the bookshelf with his arms kind of crossed, cradling something. And you can see in the back there is a room to the back, and you can hear kind of trickling water coming from it.
Can I have a look at the plate first?
Sure.
Do I recognise the
silver plate? It is not anything that you would recognise, I don't think. You just look at it as like there's magic symbols on it of some sort. In the middle, there is a kind of weird one that kind of warbles, almost on the silver plate in the centre. It kind of warbles slightly.
Cool. Well, I'm not going to touch it. I'm just going to look at it, and then I'll go over to the body. Can I see what the body's clutching?
Sure. It wouldn't take much to notice. It's holding something that's wrapped in like a waxed cloth, kind of maybe 10 inches, like a square, like a rectangular thing it's holding.
I'm gonna. Is there any like fabric in here that I can use as a to kind of see if I can just?
Yeah, you could almost take like an old, almost crumbling page from a book. And you just take out. Yeah, okay, you take it. The waxed cloth seems to have held up pretty well, but it's quite stiff. You think that inside is a book. It feels like a book.
Can I gently unwrap it?
Sure. You find a book that has survived much better than the others. It looks pretty dried out and crumbly, but it's in much better condition than those were on the shelf before looking through it anyway.
What book is it?
Harry.
So you take a few minutes. It's Harry Potter. So this is a journal, and it talks. What languages do you speak?
Common, Draconic, and Elvish.
Okay, you would recognise this as Signora, which is the language of the Eurakos and like those ancient people. So you probably can't read that.
I'm gonna just carefully pop it to the side so it's not on anyone's walkway, because I'm assuming that everyone's probably running down when they realise.
You can probably
you would
hear
have
the
absolutely heard me be like, Amaya!
I'm gonna leave that for Sentinel. And then can I just go hear what the trickling water is?
Sure.
Just having a wee.
There is a small fountain. There is what looks like fresh water. It's like a little circular fountain with a kind of dish, almost like just a water feature, and it spills out into kind of a small basin next to an empty basin that's been carved, and it's just fresh water that's pooling out, going back into whatever system it is. This is kind of like a kitchen. It's covered in dust, covered in old, in jars. There are several jars of something that is just black, like a black tar.
I'm not eating that.
Whatever it once was, it no longer is. But the jars are in good condition. Everything's covered in dust, though. The rest. Also in the main room, you see a set of stairs that curve up to the second floor that you saw the balcony of.
Did you not know this was here, Leralith?
I have never been out of the sequester.
Oh, cool.
One question, Miss Amaya.
Mm-hmm.
If I was to remain in this form, would that be enough to convince you to take me with you when you leave this place?
Oh, I don't have any like decision making power.
Good girl.
So as much as I want to say yes because I think I quite like you, I sometimes if I say what I think straight away, it doesn't end too good. So
I see.
But you're really sweet.
Oh no, she's got a pet.
I will serve if you wish.
Do you want to meet my bird?
Of course, I've never seen a bird.
Okay.
At least I remember them, but I've never in this form.
I'm going to bring out Murmur. Murmur,
Yeah,
do you want to come meet my friend?
The little black bird.
No, I have two friends.
Of leaves and twigs. Bigger than he used to be.
Amira's one strange person. She has a rock and a leafy bird as friend.
Can I please keep him, guys?
How curious.
This is Leralith. Leralith, this is Murmur.
Murmur obviously can't speak to him, but kind of nods and looks at you, looks at it, flutters onto its shoulder and onto its head. Kind of looks around, looks at it. And Leralith's like, though I have no real power of my own, I do bear much knowledge in the arcane that I think could be useful.
Bless you.
But I will refrain from convincing, as it were.
What do you mean? You can tell me stuff.
I was attempting to convince you to be a proponent of mine.
Oh, I'll say you're a nice guy.
Thank you.
So what do you know?
And as you say that, the rest of the guys kind of run into the room. Or you look around, you see the tower. You probably see Amaya inside this place with this talking to Leralith.
Teething.
Yeah.
What? Does this, because you said it like drops away into nothing in some of the words you described, does it remind me of the subtle house in the realm that's in?
I would say it's very different in that the sky. This looks like the sky. Should you remove all the clouds and the atmosphere on Discordia, whereas in the subtle house it's very much like almost like a gemstone.
Right, okay, fine.
Yeah.
Kind of rugby tackle. Please.
Yeah.
Don't leave the group.
It's fine, I brought my friends. And then I just point to Murmur and Lara just in the corner.
They kind of float to the side. Murmur's still on his head.
I'm gonna kill you.
At least
I'm gonna grab you by the front of your shirt, like.
I'm gonna grab you by the front of your shirt and be like, are you actually though? I didn't think so.
Don't run away.
I didn't go far. It's only a mile.
Eventually, Eugene catches up.
Look at what you did to Eugene.
You didn't have to run it.
I've never had to run so far in my entire life, Amaya.
That was a real good impression.
You didn't have to run, Eugene. You could have walked it.
Just out of breath. Okay. And unless anyone has anything urgent, I think that is what we'll end to.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us. You can follow us on Twitter or Instagram and listen to us wherever you get your podcasts.